My name is Tom McGill, and I'm the co-founder of ESC, the Educational Shakespeare Company Limited. ESC is an award-winning educational charity based in Belfast. We work with marginalised groups including prisoners and ex-prisoners, homeless people and youth at risk. ESC's just created a world first, making a feature film with long-term prisoners as cast in a maximum security prison. You can find out about the film on our website. Michael Bogdanov said, "Stunning Shakespeare forged from the scrap heap of society." Augusto Boal said, "You've helped prisoners be better citizens, transforming themselves and society around them." Kenneth Branagh said, "An important work that speaks eloquently." Ken Loach said, "A strong and imaginatively conceived film. The actors are remarkable and the Northern Ireland voices are very powerful." ESC enables people to understand and transform their own lives by using their own stories as the material for creating drama and film. Turning their stories into films enables people to see where they are and where they want to be. It also helps the audience to understand where they're coming from and why they are where they are at that point in their lives. When people are given the opportunity to recognize and understand themselves, the knowledge gained often creates a radical transformation in their lives. They start to change in their own time and at their own pace. You can learn more about our film work and make a donation at www.esc-film.com.
I didn't actually start drinking heavily, or as I say, realising it until about 24, which is sort of quite late, for a lot of people. For a lot of the time I was in denial, really. I wasn't sort of, I didn't really want to admit to it, so. But alcohol is the addiction, yeah.
My father said at 14 I was going to jail. And he was right.
And look where it's got me.
Well, apart from being in prison, from the age of 15 I worked every day of my life. And it didn't take me long to realise that I was in the rat race. I was always angry. Any problem I would have had a few drinks and battered somebody in the back. And that was my problem over. Well, what I thought was over, but what I was doing was creating more problems. Just within myself, but within the community I lived in.
Well, I've been in paramilitaries most of my life. I went to England because I didn't really want to get any more trouble. But I ended up getting in trouble in England too because I didn't know anything else, armed robberies. I mean, that's all I knew. I got 20 years for an armed robbery where 2 people were shot. That's not something I'm particularly proud of, but it happened and I can't undo it.
Until last year, I don't think I've ever really tried to overcome it, People ask you questions like, do you want to stop? And your immediate answer is yes, of course I do. Do you think I'm stupid? Of course I want to stop. But really, deep down, that is the biggest question anybody would ever ask you. Do you want to stop? I have been to 5 different rehabs all over the world. Most of them, though, here in Northern Ireland.
My life was definitely out of control, no doubt about it. And I remember sitting in Brixton prison. That night, I just got to 20 years. I'd been sentenced to 20 years, and it wasn't a nice feeling. I wanted a change in my life, but I didn't know how to do it.
I got involved with ESC with a film project to really just to make a short film. It was a group of guys got together, and it was the question was asked, what would you like to make the film about? I didn't really ever think that I would make a film that would be so close to who I really was.
Through the filmmaking aspect of it, I'd relived my past in an upfront and honest way, in an environment with people with the same, which I didn't realise were very similar problems. After making a film, I says, Tom, what am I going to do now? I have nobody else to blame. I says, I had the examination of myself brought me to a very comfortable place through the process of what ESC has put me through.
Was I committed to the group? Was I committed to the process of making the film, of telling my story? I struggled with that one. The actual process itself, it's a rediscovery of, for me it was a rediscovery of my creativity, of the fact that I could be creative. It was actually expressing myself in a way that would be directly related to the nitty-gritty of how I was living, the addiction every morning. It was directly related to that.
Well, whenever I met Tom McGill and he asked me to set up this drama class, and I was a bit sceptical at first, you know, because we didn't really know the guy. If you don't know somebody until you don't trust them until you do get to know. But I ended up, him and Simon Woods, and we got the drama class going anyway, and we made our first film, which was Inside Job. And it went really well, and then people wanted to come to it. Once we seen the success of that, we wanted to do more, because this is the first thing most of us have ever done, legitimate, honest thing that we achieved something out of. And I think that's where my changing point was. I think that's what just said me, right, hold on, there's another way here. There is another way. And ESC definitely showed me that, there's no doubt.
Once you get in front of that camera and start to tell your story and start to look back at it, you can't deny it. You can't say, that's not me. You can't say, if you were acting, then you weren't really being true. And part of the whole process was truth and honesty. The responsibility, the accountability of being within that group. And you need a group, you need a crew to make a film. It's important that you have people around you to support you. I realised here was an opportunity for me really to sit down and, you know, look at what I was doing.
Well, initially when I went to ESC, I wasn't expecting an awful lot. From day one, I knew there was something very different to anything else I'd been on. The whole motivation that they were putting into guys in my situation stood out right from the get-go.
I would not steal a bar of chocolate now. And I never thought I could have said that. I really didn't. Money's not everything. I've got my freedom. I've got my freedom. And freedom is more important than money any day of the week. I've realised that I've been selfish all my life and put a lot of burden on my family. Cost them a lot of money, cost them a lot of tears, I suppose. But I'm not going to do it anymore.
I think radical is a good word to use for the transformation that's happened in my life, for the change that's happened. Having that opportunity to look at myself, to tell my story, and standing back and looking at it, that gave me some time to get a perspective on it.
I've stopped blaming myself, and all I can do is go on and reach for higher things, and that's what I intend to do.
ESC got me a job when I came out. Only was a part-time job, but it was a job. It was the first job I'd had in a long time, and I really, really enjoyed it. Achieving things legitimately and honestly is a better way to go than going doing arm rubbish and doing a lot of time.
I'd probably be doing life or murdered, or, you know, I can't even fathom. I don't even want to think if it hadn't been for ESC, where I'd be right now. You know, if ESC had got me in my early teens and showed me and let me see the potential that I have, my life would have been radically changed.
The truthfulness, the honesty, the commitment, the respect, all of those things that are sort of involved, are values that are around the process. You know, they're all things which really, contribute to gaining your own self-respect back, and then recognising those things. So being involved in that process and what happened with ESC, that gave me, I suppose, a a first rung, first rung on the ladder to sobriety.